Hi, Ctet aspirants. Welcome to our channel. In this channel, we are going to listen the Ctet paper, previous year Ctet paper 2024, paper 2, social science part. Question number 31. In a physical map of India, if you have to locate the Deccan Plateau, it will be represented by the color of yellow because yellow is the color to represent plateaus. 32. Choose the measures to control soil erosion and depletion from the following. Look at the option 2, ACD, measures to control soil erosion or mulching, terrace farming, intercropping. Overgrazing is a negative thing. So ACD, option 2 is correct. Look at 33. Consider the following sentence. It's about two sentences about its rotation of the earth. A. Rotation is the movement of the earth on its axis. B. The axis of earth, which is an imaginary line, makes an angle of 33 and half with its orbital plan. This is not 33 and half, this is 23 and half. So B is wrong. Only option A is correct. Sentence A is correct. So look at the option 1. Only A is correct. Now look at 34. Question number 34. What and jagirs were given by Akbar to which of the following chiefs? That is Sisodia Rajput. Now look at the question number 35. Consider the statement A and B about paramountcy and choose the correct answer. The company claimed that its authority was not supreme. B. In order to protect company interest, it was justified in annexing of threatening to annex any Indian kingdom. So look at the option 4. A is false, but B is true. So the company claimed that its authority was not supreme. No, they said the authority of the company is supreme. So option A is wrong. Option B is correct. The option 4. 36. This is a match. Discrimination, inequality, stereotype, prejudice, and there is options. So look at the answer. The option 1 is correct. So discrimination means women not allowed to be hired since she is starting a family. Next one, inequality, differential pay for same work. This is inequality. Next, stereotype, villagers are superstitious. This is stereotype. And prejudice, girls are good at cooking. This is prejudice. So option 1 is correct. 37. Consider of two statements. Statement A, those places of West Greenwich will be behind of Greenwich time. The earth rotates from east to west and the sun rises yearly in the eastern side. So here is the continuation. So look at the option C. A is true but R is false. There is explanation too. You can read it. Because if I give explanation too, it will take more time to the video. So there is explanation. So we can pause the video and read it. 38. A population pyramid with big base and skinny top shows that A. High birth rate, high death rate in higher age group, and C. Relatively large number of young population. This is the correct answer. Look at the option 2. There is one more match: igneous rock, sedimentary rock, metamorphic rock, and explanation about it. Look at the option 2. So, igneous rock means molten magma that was created by molten magma, and sedimentary rock. Sedimentary means deposition. So, deposition by wind and water, and metamorphic rock means change under great heat and pressure. Metamorphic means change. 40th question. Which of the following statement are correct about Amazon basin? Sentence A. This region is characterized by hot and wet climate throughout the year. People practice slash and burn agriculture. So look at the option for this one. Here is the option. So option 4th one is correct. There are one more. There are other two sentences also. Look at the C. People mainly grow paddy, and D. Aircraft and helicopters are also used for reaching various places in the basin. So the options are correct: A, B, and D. A, B, and D. C only is wrong. 41. Consider the following statement about Ladakh and choose the correct option. Several rivers flow through Ladakh. So we can see the answer. Option 4 is correct. So A, B, D. Several rivers flow through Ladakh is correct one. And despite due to high altitude, the climate is extremely cold. This is also correct. And D. This area experiences freezing wind and burning hot sunlight. So these three options are correct. 42. The Indian National Congress in the early years raised a number of economic issues against the British. Choose the correct option. So the answer for this one is option 3. So one, the Congress declared the British rule had led to the poverty and famines. Correct. Second one, it demanded a reduction of revenue and cut in military expenditure. This also correct. And look at the third one, Congress demanded more fund for irrigation. This also correct. 43. Which of the following is true about Ashoka's Dhamma? So option A, it did not involve worship of God. B, it is not involved performance of sacrifice. C, the ideas of Dhamma were inspired by the techniques of Buddha. D, Ashoka appointed Buddhist monk to teach people about Dhamma. So there are 4 options. So here is the answer. 4 is correct. So A, B, C. Options are A, B, C are correct. 44th. Below are two statements A and B, the context of Sri Narayana Guru. Sentence A. He advocated equality for all within a single sector of caste. B. He inspired all of them to have faith in all gurus. So look at the answer. Option C. Both statements A and R are false. This is also false. This is false. Another match. 45. Bargaza, Sherins, Aritineware, Griphatis. So we have to match this one. So option 1 is correct. Bargaza is birch, and Sherins, Association of Craft Person and Merchant. Aritineware, stamped red glass pottery. Graphites, independent farmers. Sorry, Grahapit. It means Grahapit. 46. Which layer of atmosphere has very thin layer of air? That is exosphere. 47. Who coined the phrase unity in diversity? That is Jawaharlal Nehru. This is one of the frequently asked questions. 48. Which of the following statement is true about technological development in temple construction from 12th century? Sentence A. The weight of the superstructure was carried by the shikara. Sentence B. Sandstone mixed with stone chips were increasingly used in construction. So, option 4 is correct. Both sentences are wrong. Next one. 49. Which one of the following is not correct of Grama Pochika? Not correct. They are asking not correct. Which one is not correct? So, look at the option 4. He did not function as a judge and policeman. This is not correct because they also shared these roles also, judge and policeman. Okay. So, other three, 1, 2, 3 also their work, fourth also their work. Now, 50th question. Yes, here it is. Crop, a required climate condition. Choose the correct options. Which is the correctly matched? So, fourth one. So, coffee, cool and dry climate, tea, calm, warm climate and bright rainfall, both are wrong. 51. The category Earthwell Princely States was applicable. Option 2. Between 1947, 48 and 56, they were recognized as administrative units. These are called Earthwell Princely States. 52. Women were taught at home in 19th century colonial India because why? The option is A and B. They could study as well as do domestic duties, and look at the option B. People believed that going out in public places would corrupt them. This was correct answer. This is not correct. So option A is correct. So this is not a clear picture. I think who among the following edited the newspaper became one of the strongest critic of British rule? The answer is Bal Gangadhar Tilak. Kesari, I think. The newspaper name is Kesari, I think. Yes, Kesari only. 54. There is a match. Lithosphere, hydrosphere, atmosphere, biosphere. So look at the option 2. This is the correct answer. Lithosphere means rock. Rock means litho. So lithosphere, this one. Hydrosphere, hydro means water. So here is the option. Various source of water. Biosphere, biosphere means living things in the earth. So this one, sorry, biosphere is D. The atmosphere, C1, see, third one, atmosphere. Atmosphere means this thin layer. So this is 3 and biosphere means this is fourth one. Okay. So look at the option 2 is correct. This is a very easy match. 55. Two statement about leather worker, 19th century. Look at the sentence 1. During the First World War, there was huge demand for shoes for the armies. Second sentence, the poor people from ordinary caste saw this an opportunity and were ready to supply shoes for the army. So, which is the correct one is option 1. Both A and B are true. This is true and this is also true. 56. The Mughal revenue system with its own schedule of revenue rates for individual crop was called Zabt. 57. The opening time of central government offices in India in 9 a.m. IST What will be the local time of opening of the central government office located at 80° east longitude near Chennai, at 92° and 45 east longitude near Itanagar, respectively? So the answer for this, look at the third one, 8:50 a.m. and 9:41 a.m. respectively. 58th, the government has passed laws that made it mandatory for organization with more than dash women employee is provided to crèche facility. So option is 30. So there is an explanation for the crèche facility. You can look at that. 59. The rock that were formed 300 million years after the earth was formed is located in Western Australia. 60th, archaeologists play an important role in deciphering history. Which one of the following choices is incorrect about the nature of the work? So fourth one is wrong. Examine the written records. This is not the work of archaeologist. Other three are the work of archaeologist except fourth one. Now look at the 61. Project method in social science involves activity, discussion and experiment, not narration. Remind it. The purpose of diagnostic test in evaluation is to, the fourth option, A and B, obtain information about learners' characters, get to know about the knowledge student already possess. A social science teacher asked students to make rules for their classes. These were then written on a chart paper. All the during gave their consent to follow this. The chart paper was posted in class so that it can be referred by the student. This can be an introductory activity for which of the following topic? So the answer is democracy. Democracy, because all are participated. 64th, two sentences are there. Reason. There is assertion. The social science have developed their own distinct method for dealing with fact in an objective and systematic way. So look at the reason. Reason. Unlike the natural sciences, in social science, it is difficult to insulate the observation and analysis of fact from the pressure of population sentiment, popular sentiment. So option 1 is correct. Both A and R are true, and a correct explanation of A. 65. Which of the following may be used to denote democracy? So they said this star question. So options are doubtful. So you can read the option. People are equal and free. People are wealthy and prosperous. People resolve conflict in a better way than others. Government is more accountable and rational. All the option looks correct. 66. Which of the following question assess the analytical aspect of the cognitive process? Analytical object. So it means analytical means the questions will be like how, why, like that. The answer should be like open-ended. So we can check the answer for this one. The answer is option 3, A, B and D. Analytical, A. What are the national curriculum? This one is. And how are methods of history useful in the research of, like this, and D. What are birds? Birds. These three are in the analytical type of question. Mention cognitive process. 67. Which are the following are essential element of fair trial? Fair trial. Say A, B and D. The trial is held in an open court is correct. A copy of charge sheet and all other evidence that the prosecution present to the court are given to the accused is also correct. And D, judge decide the matter on the basis of the statement articulated by the lawyers. These three, A, B, and D. C is wrong. 68. The National Medical Commission's Code of Medical Ethics state that every physician should, as far as possible, prescribe drugs which are called generic medicines. 69. Two statements are there. Statement A, the natural science are superior to social science and are the domain of bright students. It correctly says this wrong. The social sciences are essential to provide social, cultural, and analytical skills required to adjust to an increasingly independent world. B looks correct. We can check the answer. Fourth one. So A is false, B is true. 70th one. Which of the following resources are relevant to discuss the theme discrimination? Which of the following resources are relevant? So look at the option C. A narrative of B.R. Ambedkar experience looking for a place to stay after returning to India. 71. This match, also another match. Discussion, observation, normative concern, and explanation. So answer for this one is A. So discussion means listening, expressing opinion, and finding out from others. And observation means reporting, narrating, picture reading, and drawing. Normative concerns means sensitivity towards differentially abled, showing concern for environment. And explanation means making logical connections. This is the correct answer. So option 1 is correct. 72. Lada sells tea at 5 a.m. Then she goes to fetch water from a faraway well. After reaching home, she cooks food, washes clothes, cleans the house, sweep, and then goes off to purchase items for her tea shop. All this can be referred as double burden. These are called double burden. The woman is doing more work. 73. Involving teachers considered as important in the development of social science assessment framework. 2. There are 4 options. So look at the answer. One is correct. Which is the first one. Only A. Only A is correct. Integrate contemporary events with prevailing changes. This is the correct answer. Look at 74. Assertion. A student should be encouraged to ask questions in the classroom. This is correct. It will help the introvert student to open up. Both are correct, I think. Yes. Both A and are correct too. And is correct explanation of A. 75. Assertion. Values can be taught too. And reason. Social studies is a subject through which all basic values can be taught. So 3. A is true, but R is false. This is their answer. 76. Fundamental rights and duties of Indian Constitution written on the walls of social science classroom. This why make children learn primarily through observation, because the writing is there. So every day the student will read that. So this means observation. 77. Which of the following may be acquired by learners in a project work that involves engaging student in authentic real-world problem-solving task? So development of critical thinking skill. This is the correct answer. 78. A well-designed portfolio assessment in social science should be purposeful and systematic, reflect regular assignment and activities, the accumulation of students' work over a long period of time. These 3. 79. Which method would you use to collect information about the actual and correct status of earthquake victim in your area? So this is a survey method. Only survey will give the solution for this one. 80. Which of the following techniques is most effective to assess individual performance of a student working in group task? So A and B, rubrics and multiple choice questions. 81. According to Indian Constitution, this kind of reservation is not a violation of the right to equality. So look at the first one. To give special treatment to someone in order to ensure equal opportunity. This is correct. 82. Which are the following provide scope to development critical skills? Critical skills. So correct options are A, B, D and E. You can read the options well. A large number of people in rural India who are landless, although their main livelihood source is agriculture, are called as marginal farmers, migrant laborers, and agriculture laborers. The ideas of liberty, equality, fraternity of the Indian Constitution are borrowed from French Revolution. Which of the following should be considered as a gender neutral atmosphere in the school? Gender neutral atmosphere. A group of girls are making rangoli. This is wrong. A group of boys volunteering annual function. This is wrong. A group of girls preparing dance. This is wrong. A group of boys arranging refreshment for guests. This is correct. This is gender equality. 86. Which region in India has the highest concentration of Adivasi communities? East India. Statement A, 87. Investment in non-farm activities in rural area can be reduce the rural-urban migration. Next one, statement B. Migration increases during particular season when there are no agriculture activities in rural areas. So both A and B are true, and B is correct explanation of A. 88. A teacher wants to divide 30 students of her class in small group for a task on diversity, which will be the most relevant way to make small group of students. Heterogeneous random group based on a game. This is the correct option. 89th one. Which of the following statement accurately reflect the concept of plurality in social science curriculum? Look at the option 2. Inclusion of multiple perspective and diverse viewpoints. The last question, 19th one. The constitution determines the relationship among people living in a territory called citizen, and also relationship among the people and government. Thank you, aspirants. We can meet in the next video. Thank you.